Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. Sports Gazette here. My name is Nanayao, and obviously it's been a while that we upload a video on all our social medias. And sorry for that. We were having a little problem with some of our gadgets that we used to shoot the content and all those stuff. But God be so good, we are back again. We've settled everything, and everything is on track. And we are back again. We are coming to give you more videos coming up. And hey, I've been for the past, I think, let me see, for the past 1 week, I've been watching Tottenham Hotspurs games. Some of them are live matches, and some of them too are highlights that they've played already. And obviously, I can't keep everything that I've jotted down in my head, so I decided to jot some things down that I think is affecting their season, and then something that will personally help them to get their season back on track, to be honest, because Tottenham are one of the teams that in England we classify them, even not in England, in the world, that we classify them as one of the top teams, one of the big size teams in the EPL. Top six, when you count the top 6 teams in the EPL, Tottenham are one of them. Because when you mention Manchester City, the Arsenal, the Liverpool, the Chelsea, but Manchester United, Tottenham also belong to this kind of category. So obviously, when they are having a very bad season, we need to talk about them, especially a team that's doing very well in the Champions League, because they qualify in the top 8 of the UEFA Champions League. So that should tell you that it's like their season is very contrary to whatever is happening to them in the Premier League, to be honest. Because a team doing well in the Champions League can't tell me that they don't know the reason why they are not doing well in the EPL. To be honest, they've been very bad in the EPL, and I think in their last 10 games or something, they've not even won a game or something, probably. So this should tell you that they are in a very bad place. They are in a very bad place. They are currently 17 on the EPL table, and it's very bad. A team that last season won the Europa League twice, been in the Champions League final with Liverpool, and having a very bad season is very bad. So we need to talk about them. We want to talk about Tottenham Hotspurs and whatever that is happening to them this season. What I want you to do now is subscribe to the channel Sports Gazette everywhere you go on all social media platforms. This is the name, Sports Gazette. Follow us, share our videos, put your post notification button on anytime we drop a video so that you'll be the first to watch. We always appreciate your effort and your help that you put on us. We always appreciate it, and we don't take it for granted at all. So I want us to talk about Tottenham, and join me so that we talk about Tottenham Hotspur. And the thing is, obviously, I can't keep everything that I've realized about the team in my head. So I decided to jot some things down and then get into it. And some of the things that I've jotted down it isn't something that is can't be able to be work on to get their season back on track. One of the things that I found out when I was watching Tottenham Hotspurs is the issue with Tottenham Hotspurs isn't just one thing. It's a mixture of mental, then like it has missed mental problems and structural problems, and then tactically. Yeah, they are very bad tactically. When I say tactically, maybe coming from the coach or something, or they are indisciplined on the pitch whenever the coach gives them some advice to take on and all those stuff. Very bad. One thing that I realize is defensive fragility. Tottenham are very fragile when it comes to defending. They are very bad, very soft. Very. And one of the things that make you realize that they are very soft is quick counter attacks whenever you are playing against them. Whenever you get your very speedster in your wings, and then you are hitting them on the counter attack, they are very vulnerable. Very vulnerable. The second thing is set piece and then individual mistakes. Set piece in the sense that corner kicks and all those stuff. Tottenham don't know how to defend. Whenever they are under attack, you can see their defenders in 6 and 7s. They are all over the place, defending anyhow, just like that. Like me, because I'm the number 5, you are the number 4, so everyone should be here, and then let's do whatever that we want. Let's defend, and that's what you do. But when they come to defending, it's communication and then controlling or leadership. That's what combine you to get a very sound defense. When you don't have certain things in your team, you find it very, very difficult to even win games, to be honest. Individual mistakes, in the sense of, if you can remember the game against Arsenal, the recent game that Arsenal scored Tottenham 4-1. I think in the fourth goal or something. I think that was the Joker's second goal. When Arsenal got the ball, it was silly mistake from the Tottenham players. You are under pressure. What do you have to do? Just balloon the ball to the Arsenal half so that they can work on it and bring it. But you were under pressure and you were still trying to play from the back. Meanwhile, you know this Arsenal team is very good when they are on the transition. And Arsenal won the ball from them, and then Joker did what is expected of him. He just put the ball at the back of the net. And even in the quick counter, even in the set pieces, and then the quick counter too. In the game, that same game, in the second goal for Arsenal, that made the game 2-1 for the second half. I think it was Timber who got the ball. Timber was on the ball, and you can see a very big space between the Tottenham back line. You can see a very big space. So what Timber did, was very intelligent on that data. He saw the space between them, and then he just put a spin, not even just put a spin and then give it a small direction to the ball so that they will at least get to Jokeres, and the ball got to Jokeres, and he scored a very beautiful goal. So you see what's causing Tottenham season. Defensive fragility. They are so soft at the defense that they don't know what to do, and sometimes they struggle to even communicate whenever they are under attack. And for you to get a very sound defensive, you need to get a very good leader at the back. Someone who communicates well. So someone like Van Dijk, the Gabriel in recent years, the Gabriels, the Salibers, and I think Tottenham have one of the best defensive partnership in the EPL, in Christian Romero and then this guy, the Dutch boy Van de Ven. Very good partnership. We should be getting Tottenham results. We should guarantee Tottenham some very good games, but that's not what we are seeing. Christian Romero, bear in mind that Christian Romero is a World Cup winner. He won the World Cup with, I think, Argentina. He was integral in that World Cup. He was very, very integral in that World Cup. So for you to do that, you need to at least guarantee the Tottenham Hotspur backline some leadership. He should be doing that, but in more recent time, he has been very, very poor. Getting red card here and there and all those stuff. He doesn't know how to communicate with the team. The second thing is inconsistency. Inconsistency in the sense that today you see Tottenham Hotspur playing like the prime Barcelona, especially example is the game against Manchester City. In the first half, even though in the first half Tottenham were playing the game, but what City just did was like they just were efficient in the first half, so they got their 2 goals, and then they went to the second half. In the second half, the game changed totally. Tottenham were dominating the game. You did that and you got your 2 goals. Tottenham were the best team in the second half, no doubt about that. They were even capable to go on and win that game, but I think it was just very good for them in that game. They did well in that second half. The following week they were playing against a mid-table team, and then Tottenham went on go and lose the game. You see what we are talking about, inconsistency. So today Tottenham will play like prime Barcelona. The following week they will be playing like Wolverhampton Wanderers who have battled their life for relegation. No, that is not how you build a team that are capable of winning something for you. No. Tottenham are very bad they are not good, they can't be consistent enough to do something. That's very, very bad. Very, very bad. And what inconsistency show in your game is lack of game control. When you are not that consistent in anything that you do, there's no way you can control games. There's no way you can control games. So, and a clear example is that game against Arsenal again. In the first half, Tottenham were doing all the necessary things. They were good. They were good. But just one quick mistake and then the team broke down. Nothing working for them again. That's lack of control, game control. And it really, really saddened and shocked me that Tottenham has some of the good midfield players who can control game for them in playoff in Pape Matissa, very good to control game for him. Even Xavi Simons, who have been a flop that no one is talking about because of your Tottenham doesn't have that cloud like some teams have, so there's no one will be talking about them. He can control game for him very well. He was doing that for RB Leipzig. He can do that for him very well. So I find it shocking that they are not able to control game when they are in the lead or something. The second thing is poor game management. Tottenham will be in the game, like especially in the game against Manchester United where they got the red card. Before the red card, Manchester United weren't near like a team who wanted to go and win the game. Tottenham was supposed to were doing the right thing, but it's just that United goalkeeper, the United goalkeeper was very top of the game on that day. He pulled out some couple saves to get Manchester United to let Manchester United be in the game. After the red card, Tottenham broke down, and what happened? United capitalized on that, and then quick they went on to win the game, scored 2-0. You see it. They don't know how to like manage games whenever they are in the lead or they are playing well or something. Immediately they concede the first goal, done. And what that brings is confidence will swing. The players will not even have confidence in themselves or even the manager. Like today we are doing this, tomorrow we are doing this, today we are doing this, tomorrow we are doing this. The players will not feel themselves like yeah, we are on the right trajectory or something. So they need to be consistent if they want to do something better in the season, if they want to do something to change their season, or else they will go on relegation, to be honest. And that beautiful stadium, that beautiful Tottenham Hotspurs stadium can't be in the championship. No. The third thing that I found is midfield balance. Spurs sometimes lack a proper balance between, to be honest, they lack proper balance between defensive protection, creativity, and then ball progression. They don't know how to protect their defense. They don't know how to have anyone who can protect their defense for them. They don't know how to progress ball. Creativity is a problem for them. Under Thomas Tuchel, under their predecessor coach, I think Thomas Frank, Tottenham were not creating chances. Meanwhile, they have some good players who can create chances for them in Xavi Simons, Mohamed Kudus, Dejan Kulusevski, and then Madison, who is out injured. They have some very good players who can create chances for them, but Tottenham were not even doing that. And when you talk of the defensive protection, Tottenham have one of the very good defense that I think it was under Ange Postecoglou, his first season. Anytime that you come up against Spurs, you know that Spurs will be playing a highlight, but they will always find it. They always find a way to hit you on the counter. That whenever you also hit them on the counter, they have a defense that can break you down. So whenever that you are on the counter against them, you always try to look to your back that if you lose this ball, they will quickly find a way to go and score. So we need to be stable. But we are not seeing this against this under their current coaches. Inago Tudor, who just came in, I think he has played just only 2 games, so we can understand him. But Thomas Frank, no. You have I think Paulinia, who was at Tottenham and who was at Bayern Munich and then returned to the EPL again. You have Bissouma, who is also very good in breaking up defensive, protecting the defense very well. You have Conor Gallagher, who can control game for you, your box to box. We saw him doing that for Crystal Palace in some years ago. He can definitely do that for you. You have Xavi Simons and Mohamed Kudus, who can be on a test and be creating chance for you, because we saw Mohamed Kudus doing that for Ajax and then doing that for West Ham. We saw Xavi Simons doing that for Leipzig in his time there. We saw him doing that in his early days at Barcelona. We saw him doing that at his early days in PSG. He was doing that perfectly. So what's happened that he can't do that at Tottenham Hotspur? They need to find a problem. They need to find a solution to that. When the midfield is overrun, the defense exposed quickly. To be honest, whenever you get the ball against them and you are hitting them on a counter, you can see them they are all over the place defending anyhow. It's a problem. Tottenham have to do something about this team. They need to do something before it gets too late. Because if Tottenham go on relegation, it will be very difficult for them to return again. Because the championship that we see is not that easy. I've been watching some of the games, it's not that easy. So they need to do something about it. The fourth thing is mentality in the big games. Against top teams, they often start strong, lose focus after conceding, struggle to respond under pressure. That points to leadership and mental resilience issues. You see, just some of the things that I've realized about this Tottenham team. One, mentality in big games. They start strong. So clear example is the game against Manchester United. Clear example is the game against Manchester Arsenal in the first leg. Clear example is some of the games that they play even in the Champions League. They've started really well, but along the line, then they will lose focus, and it's very bad, very bad. They lose focus after conceding. Clear example is the game against Arsenal. After conceding the second goal that Joker scored, you can see, even though they were trying to come on the back, you can see that, like I said, like they wanted to do it, but they don't have in them to do it. It's very bad, very bad. This was a team that was 15th for the league table or 16th for the league table last season, and this season for you to be on the 17th position or 16th position is very bad, very bad. They need to do something about it. They struggle to respond under pressure. I think last weekend they lost to Fulham 2-1. I think in the first 10 minutes or first 15 minutes of the game, Fulham has scored 2 goals already. I was like, I got 2 though. What are you doing? Fulham, even though we know Fulham can be stubborn on their team, but at least this is a team that's fighting to be out of the relegation battle, and you go and lose to Fulham. No, it shouldn't be happening. The last thing is squad depth. Squad depth in the sense of that, like injuries and fatigue. Squad depth, injuries or fatigue hits them hard. The second choice players don't always maintain the same level of intensity and quality. It's true because if you're, and it's very difficult for you to find that balance. That your number one first choice goalkeeper is your second choice goalkeeper is also on the same level as your first choice. It's very it's not that easy to get. It's not that easy. So that's why people are praising us now, Mikel Arteta and then Andre Berta for whatever that they did in the summer. That was a very good recruitment that they did in the summer, because when you check the Arsenal team now, they have, if Kepa is not closer to he obviously he can't be like Raya, but at least he can guarantee you some energy and some vim that when Raya is not there, he can also do something. Check their left back. Carrefour was the one who started the season. Along the line, he got injured. Miles Lewis came in. He was also doing well, and then Henkapi came in, and then Henkapi has cemented that position as his own. Check their defense, solid. Check their right back too, same. But it's not anything who can do that. But when you check Tottenham, I think Tottenham have equally some good backups for their position, because if Bissouma or if Palhinha is playing as your defensive midfielder, and then you have Bissouma as your backup, very good. If Konogalaga is playing as your box-to-box midfielder, and then you have Papi Matissa as his replacement, equally good. If you have Xavi Simons playing as your number 10, and you have Kulusevski as his backup, or James Maddison as his backup, equally good. You have Solanke playing as your striker, or Kolo as your striker, and then you have either Solanke or Richarlison as your backup. Very good. Kudus as your number 7, or they have some good players. So at least they should be doing something about that. Yeah. So that's the problem that I think Tottenham are having now. That's causing them their season. But the solution is, I want to give them the solutions, because I've really worked on this thing, because I found it like, no, this can't be happening to Tottenham, because ever since that, even though last season they were going through the same thing, but they used the Europa League that they won against Manchester United to paper the cracks. They used it to shut everybody down that, no, even though we had a very bad season, we won a trophy. Not just any trophy, but European trophy. So that should tell you that, yeah, there were issues, but they tried to get something over it. They really tried to get something over it. Let's go to the solutions. Spurs don't need a full rebuild. They need adjustments with disciplines. Here are the practical solutions. So let's go into that one too. Let's go to, because I really work on this Tottenham team, because I found it very bad. One, fix the defensive structure, not just by defenders. No, Tottenham have one of the good defense partnership in the league. If they say they want to be they want to be on their day, because if you have I think Van de Ven and then Van de Ven and then Christian Romero as your 4 and 5, and you have backup of Dragusin and Kelvin Danso, I think it's very okay for the EPL standard. It's very okay, because I think Van de Ven is very good. He's very good. Very good. He can start in some of the top teams now. Christian Romero, the same thing. You come to your left back position. At the point you have Udogie, who is also good. In the absence of Udogie, you have J. Spence, who can also do a very good job. At the right back, you have Pedro Porro, who is also Pedro Porro is the one starting for the Spanish national team. So that should tell you that they have a very good squad. And then the problem that they have more often is they are too open when attacking. Fullbacks too high, midfield not protective. You see, when they are attacking, like it seems like no one is trying to protect that. Oh, let this one go. Like that's what I said. There's no leadership on the field whenever they are playing. Because if there is a leader on the field or at the back line, you go, me, like you go, I'll wait here. I'll be doing the destroying and all those stuff. So you go, we will be here. He will be controlling everything. But you don't see that anytime that they are attacking, what they should do is they should keep one full back deeper during attacks. It should be deep. It shouldn't go more. It should be deep. Use a proper defensive midfielder to shield the back line. So someone like Palhinha, because Palhinha that was the job of Palhinha when he was at Fulham. We saw him at Fulham. It got to a point that Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, all these top teams were after a signature, but he chose to go to Bayern. You see that thing? He was top. That was his job. Even Bissouma was doing that perfectly for Brighton. He even did that perfectly for Tottenham when in his first season. So you see, so they have the players in their disposal to be doing well. So I don't know why. They need to improve on their organization whenever they are defending set pieces. Charlie, see now they hit you no matter what you do. When teams get the set piece, they try to capitalize on it and get their results. So whenever you are playing against teams who are result oriented and they want, no matter what you do, they want to get a result and they get a set piece, definitely. And Slot was complaining that the APL is now boring and most of the team are trying to capitalize on set piece and all that stuff. But yesterday in the game against Wolverhampton, it got to a point in time Joe Gomez was the one throwing the long throws for Liverpool. When it got to the time that they need to win the game, that was what he was doing. So Tottenham have to at least have a very good organization whenever they are defending their set pieces, and it will help them. Yeah, defending is about structure, not just talent. And I don't think Tottenham just have the talent. They have a very good defensive line, so they should just structure the defense, structure the team very well, and then everything will be okay for them. The second thing is balance in midfield. For now, we know you play your defensive midfielder, your box-to-box midfielder, and then your attacking midfielder. That gives you the balance. So you can see Arsenal playing Zubimendi, Rice, and then either Eze or Odegaard. Balanced. You can see United playing Casemiro, Kobe Menu, and then Bruno Fernandes. Balanced. You can sometimes see Pep playing Rodri, Bernardo Silva, and sometimes Ryan Cherki or Doku or whoever. I say Doku, Semenyo or whoever plays as number 10. Balance. You can see the same thing about Chelsea. Even though their current coach is not playing how they used to play in some months back, because now he has pushed Enzo to the number 10 position, and then he has drifted Kupama to the right side of the attack, and then he's playing he's playing I think Santos, and then even though it's not that balanced, but you can see it can at least work, because Caicedo as your number 6, this one as your box to box, Santos as your box to box, and then Enzo as your number 10. It's perfect. In some time of in during the game you can choose to tweak it and then bring Enzo back to his natural position as the number 8 and then put this guy Kopama as the number 10. You see, and then it balance. But Tottenham doesn't play that way. You can see them playing Gallagher and then Palhinha and then Pape Matassa, Bissouma in the same lineup. Like they are coming to defend. How can you get the balance between the attack and the defense and then your midfield? You can't get that balance. So play your destroyer, who is your defensive midfielder, and then play your box to box midfielder, and then play your attacking midfielder. That's why you get your balance. They're talking about some very good players. Play them. You can get results from that. So let me say you are playing let me say, this guy Palhinha as your number 6, Gallagher or Pape Matassa as your number 8, and then you play Javismo as your number 10. You are good to go. Javismo will create the chance for you if he's on his day. He will create a chance for you. So Spurs need to do something about it. Game management. They must learn to slow the game when defending, and that's one of the problems. When you are I tend to say that teams are more vulnerable after scoring because at that time they are still in a celebration mood, so they don't think of whatever is going on the field because we've scored, so we are in the mood and we are in the lead and everything is okay. That's the time that teams find it to get their equalizer back. But Spurs doesn't work that way. They immediately that they score or they need to understand the game. That's the time that Spurs will be making the game more chaotic for themselves, doing like a lot of things at the same times. No, it won't work like that. You need to slow the game whenever you are defending. Control possession instead of forcing attacks. Control things. See, no matter how you criticize Pep, even though this is, I think, a lot of things are changing in our approach to games, but one thing that you cannot take from them is how they control games. That one there, unless he say you don't want to, he doesn't want to do that because obviously he doesn't have the KDB, the Gundogan, the prime Bernardo Silva and the prime Rodri to do that again. So definitely, but they still find a way to control game. So just control game whenever you are in the league. Take tactical fouls when necessary. You can see, you have to take tactical fouls like whenever it's necessary. We are not saying that anytime that is necessary, you have to like foul your opponent player or something. But when it's necessary, not anytime that you have to foul your opponent. When it's necessary. Number four solution is strong mental leadership. They need vocal leaders on the pitch. Someone like Van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, you see. So Van Dijk is even though he hasn't been good this season, but you know he's a very good leadership, very good leader to have in your team. So he's controlling the back line. Salah is also controlling the front line. You see that? You see, someone like Arsenal, a team like Arsenal, you can see Gabriel controlling them at the defense. Very neat. And Tottenham have a player who can do that in Christian Romero. So I find it difficult that he can't do that because he's the captain of the side. He needs to be doing that, controlling them, tell them to do this, tell them to do that. Otherwise, relegation, if Tottenham go on relegation, most of the players will be leaving. And when they leave, I think the last time I saw a tweet from, I think David Austin, that if Tottenham go on relegation, all of the players will have I think they say what, their salary will be cut 50%. They will deduct them. So the leader has to do something on the pitch to help the team. Players who stay calm after conceding. You see, you have to get players who stay calm. The clear example is the game against Arsenal again. You can see when Rice gave the ball, like did the mistake that Tottenham kept capitalized on and then get the equalizer. Rice was calm. After the goal, Rice was like, calm down, let's go again. And after that mistake, it was like nothing has happened to Rice. It was like the BNC here. He just came back to his normal self and then quickly on, he helped the team to win the game. So they need to get such players in the game. Tactical discipline in big matches. Clear example is the game against Manchester United, where the leader who should be helping the team is the one causing the team now. In Christian Romero, who got a silly red card. That changed the game totally, because before that red card, United were Tottenham were doing all the right thing, and they were putting pressure on Manchester United. They were putting pressure about that. But after the red card, everything changes, and then Tottenham begin to crumble. So that's one thing. Mentality is what separates nearly men from winners. Mentality. Even though it's not all the time that it works, but at least it play in anything that you do. So Tottenham have to do that too. Number 5 is smart recruitment, not big names. Instead of flashy signings, focus on physical midfielders. They have that. Because Bissouma and then Joao Palhinha are very, very physical. Even Gallagher is also physical. Papi Matsar is also physical. Reliable defenders. Even though Tottenham have, to be honest, they've had some very, very bad injuries to them this season. So we need to at least spare them with that. But it doesn't guarantee you being at the 17th position. No, it's very, very bad. Very, very bad. They need to get some reliable defenders, not players who are always on the injury list or something. Experienced squad depth. The right profiles matter more than star names. So this is where I bring Bournemouth in. See, you see Bournemouth. Last season they lost their goalkeeper, their first choice goalkeeper to Arsenal. They lost their first choice centre backs in Dean Huijsen and then Zabani to Real Madrid and then PSG respectively. I think their left back here in Kekes also left, and then one player, Dango Ouattara, also left. And then in this January they've lost Semenyo. These are top 5 players that were doing the right thing for them last season. You see, these are the players that were doing the right, like they are most important players. But if you replace them perfectly, even though they are not that good at like how they used to be last season. But you can see by the standard of Bournemouth, it's okay. They are doing very well. They are very, very difficult team to beat. Very, very. They replace them well. So just know the players that will, like the right profile that will help your team. Not just go in and buy like star names that you think they are very good so they can just fit the project. No. Just get a player that will help you, not anyone take it. Spurs need better defense balance, midfield structure, game control, and then the mental toughness. This is what Spurs needs. And everything will be okay for them. Everything will be okay for them. Even though I don't like Spurs, I'm an Arsenal fan. Obviously, I hate Spurs, but I'm doing my work. I have to talk about them because it's very, very bad to see them in the position that they are in now. Very, very bad. Very, very terrible. They need to do something about it. And one thing too is changing coaches here and there will not help them. Clear example is Arsenal. If at the time that Arteta weren't doing well, was not doing well, and they were like, oh, let's change him and bring another coach. Do you think Arsenal will be at where they are now? Even though they've not won it, but do you think Arsenal would have been at where they are now? I would probably would say no. Because I don't see how you changing a coach coming in, spending like 1 year, things like you sack him and then you bring in another one, you sack him, you bring in another one, you sack him. That's not how you build a strong team or competitive team to win something. So I think they should do something about it, and then for them to turn their season around, they need to start changing things in their defense. Especially, they need to be a very tough team to beat before you turn your focus to the attack. Because if you are losing, it will be bad. If you can't lose, if like you can't win the game, just probably draw the game so that you can get 1 point and push you forward so that you can leave the relegation battle. Because even though they are doing well in the Champions, and it's very shocking, contrary to whatever that happened to them in the EPL, it's different thing happened to them in the Champions League. Because I think they were in the 5th position in the Champions. They were in the first 8 who qualified to the Champions League round of 16. So you can see this is a team that if they do some small adjustment to the team, they can at least come back to a very good position at the end of the season. But if Tottenham go on relegation, that will be a very, very bad for them. That stadium can't go on relegation, be in the Championship. And one thing too is people doesn't talk much about it, but I think the championship is very, very difficult. It's very, very one of the difficult leagues that teams play in. It's very, very difficult to be in there. So Tottenham have to do the right thing. And if they go on relegation, you and I know that a lot of the players will leave, because Van de Ven and Christian Omeru won't be in the championship. Their goalkeeper won't be there. Solanke won't be there. Even Palhinha and then Conor Gallagher, most of the players will leave. So it will tend like the team will not be that important to any player again that we should go there. Kudus is also there. Our star boy is also there. So Charlie, they need to do something about their team. So ladies and gentlemen, this is where we draw the curtains, and I think we've done a lot. And I think you also know Tottenham is in a very bad place. So let me know your comments under the comment section. Let me know what you have to say about this Tottenham team. Whatever is, let me know what you think is the problem. This is what I think, and this is what I think is the solution for them. So let me also know your own, your problem that's working against Tottenham, and then your solution, probably your solution, so that we take it from there. Thank you very much. This is another episode on our content creating. So we thank you very much. Thank you for always being there. One more thing I will say is keep on subscribing. Subscribe to the channel. Like, share our videos. Put your post notification button on, because we'll be dropping more content videos for you to be like. One thing I also tell you is that let's help build this brand. Let's help make history together. It's not that easy, but I know with me and you, we can do it perfectly. Perfectly. So let me know your comment section. Okay, so we thank you. We'll see you in the next video. My name is Nanea, Sports Gazette here. My name is Nanea.